very good evening to you and welcome to the news. I'm Sarah Dadiowe Appa. Here are the highlights. State government charges Directorate for Flood and Erosion Control to identify areas to build flood relief camps. State Health Commissioner and stakeholders continue tour of health facilities in Ikeremo and Sagbama local government areas. Plus, federal government approves budget for 2024 Paris Olympics. And now the details. Professor Seyefa Brizibe, the state's health commissioner, alongside critical stakeholders in the health sector, have continued their tour of health facilities in the state. On Tuesday, the team inspected health facilities in Ikeremo and Sagbama local government areas. The facility tour is pursuant to the charge of the Bayelsa State Governor, Senator Doye Diri, to the Commissioner of Health to upgrade and update health facilities in the state, as well as expand the insurance scheme towards universal health coverage. Correspondent George Ameli tells us more.
In underscoring the Prosperity Administration's commitment to enhancing healthcare services for the people of Bayelsa State, recently inaugurated Commissioner for Health, Professor Seyefa Brizibe, has embarked on a hands-on impression tour of medical facilities in the state to reacquaint himself with the challenges of health facilities with a view to providing solutions to them. Professor Brizibe, during the tour, engaged management teams of the facilities where the officers in charge itemized principal challenges of their facilities.
Every hospital you must have visited, they have peculiar problems. And so I don't want to go deep into that. You will see it by the time we move around and all that. The most important thing is those are challenges. We have manpower, the staff strength, they are lacking.
The commissioner appreciated the diligence of some staff of the facilities and encouraged them to remain committed to service to humanity.
You and your younger ones, and inculcate that this work is challenging. We are here, there is no light, and your CMD says you have leaking roofs, accommodation is not enough for people, but that should not deter you from working. That should not in any way let you be aggressive to any patient that comes. There is nobody on planet Earth that wants to come to the hospital. Unfortunately, we find ourselves in that profession. There are professions that anybody you see that comes is actually an angry person. Nobody plans to say, I want to go and buy health. Nobody wants to even go and buy health. Everybody wants to have health. We need ourselves. But, of course, it's nature. So they must come. And when they come, the attitude of our work is what determines whether they receive what they need or not.
The ministry is collecting data in the process, with intervention coming as soon as possible.
If that intervention will come as soon as possible. The intervention may not be all at the same time, because of course all of us know the economic situation of the country and also know that money is not there to solve. There is no magic wand about that. So it will be, that is why I said we will try and analyze the data, prioritize, and start graded intervention almost immediately.
The facilities toured include Referral Hospital and Primary Healthcare Center, Ikeremo, Cottage Health Center, Alejuri, Primary Health Center, Ayamasa, Primary Health Center, Ofoni, Primary Health Center, Ebedeburi, Sagbama General Hospital, Sagbama Health Center, and Police Hospital, Sagbama. From Sagbama Town, George Ameli reporting for NDTV News.
Against the backdrop of the 2024 flood warning issued by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, the Bayelsa State Government has directed its Directorate for Flood and Erosion Control to begin the process of identifying more higher grounds for flood relief camps across the state. Government has also directed the Directorate to identify structures built on natural canals within the Yenagoa metropolis for possible demolition to check flooding during downpours and in the major flood season. The Deputy Governor, Senator Lawrence Erojakpo, gave the directives on Tuesday at a meeting with the Director General Surveyor, Walson Omuso, and other members of the Directorate. In a statement by his Senior Special Assistant on Media, Mr. Dobra Atasi, the Deputy Governor said identifying and building campgrounds were part of proactive measures the state government is taking to mitigate the effects of any massive flooding, as predicted by NIMET. Senator Erojakpo stressed the need for the Ministry of Environment and other relevant agencies to intensify the ongoing efforts in opening up canals and waterways for unimpeded water flow, as he frowned at the practice of building houses and other structures across natural water canals, especially in the state capital. He therefore directed the Flood Control Directorate to earmark such structures for possible demolition to save residents of Yenagoa from the menace of incessant flash floods. In his remarks, the Director General of the Bayelsa Directorate for Flood and Erosion Control, Surveyor Walson Omuso, said efforts were underway to identify additional higher grounds for the flood relief camps in preparation for the huge flood as predicted by NIMET. The president of Ijaw Women of Substance Worldwide and former gubernatorial candidate of the All Progressive Party, APP, in the last general elections, Honorable Mercy Ogege, has advised parents and guardians to provide moral education for teenagers and young adults, as this will affect their lives positively. The advice is coming on the heels of the high rate of societal vices prevalent among teenagers and young adults. Honorable Ogege gave the advice as a guest on NDTV's current affairs program, Insight. Correspondent Ibrahim Asanat has the details.
Education is the bedrock of the society, hence the need to educate children in all spheres of life through provision of enabling environment to better society and reduce social vices among teenagers and young adults. In this report, the president and founder of Ijaw Women of Substance Worldwide and former gubernatorial candidate of the All Progressive Party, APP, in the 2023 Bayelsa State gubernatorial election, Honorable Mercy Ogege has advised Bayelsans and those in authority to give back to society by assisting the less privileged, no matter how little.
I also want to beg that we all begin to affect life positively. Do whatever you can. If your neighbor is hungry, help the neighbor. Do your own little bit. If you see a child going the wrong way, call that child to order or meet the parents. I think parents also should give people the privilege to also tell them some certain things about their children too, because everybody is now minding their business. They see your child in the wrong place. They can't come and tell you because you are all about leave my child, don't do this to my child. It's no. Let's begin to give that room so that we can help our children get it right.
Ogege stated this during a one-hour NDTV Current Affairs program tagged Insight. She further called on parents to avoid divorce in order not to have broken homes, which will in turn affect children negatively.
When parents decide to part ways, they part ways because the marriage they think is not healthy for them. So it's about them, not the children involved. But they don't know what the effects of that divorce causes in the life of the child. So before you decide to go on that divorce and separation, I want you to understand that your divorce affects the child more than it affects you. And most children in that phase, they tend to derail. So my advice is this: there should be lesser divorce.
On women inclusiveness in governance, she hoped for more opportunity for women both in elective and appointment positions.
We have less women involved giving strategic offices to show their potentials. So we're not getting that much involvement in constituency appointment and other ones. But I pray that we get better. They give us more opportunities to serve, because it's from the grassroots you get to know the people and you grow. You don't just come from, you grow from the grassroots, then you build your political career from there. That way you're able to meet the people, know their needs and grow. So I pray women are given more opportunities even from the constituency upwards.
Ibrahim Asanat reporting for NDTV News.
With Nigeria's oil production consistently failing to meet budget benchmarks and allotted OPEC quotas, the industry regulators and operators have come under severe pressure to fix the hostile operating environment that has seen both investors and international contractors move away from the country. Latest data from the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission, NUPRC, shows that the country has recorded over 3.011 million barrels production shortfall in the first 5 months of the year, amounting to over $264.97 million, about 400 billion revenue loss, using an average burning light price of $88 per barrel. Findings also show that the country's oil output has dropped to around 1.2 million barrels per day, down from a peak of 2.5 million barrels per day in the early 2000s. Nigeria's current daily output also falls short of OPEC's oil production quota of 1.5 barrels per day. Industry experts say the circumstances leading to the output decline are still much within the system, adding that it might even worsen in the months ahead if nothing drastic is done to arrest the slide. And on the international scene, U.S. President Joe Biden has pledged to provide Ukraine with 5 new strategic air defense systems to counter relentless Russian attacks in a forceful speech welcoming NATO leaders to Washington, D.C. In a brief but strongly delivered remarks at the opening of the summit, the president declared the military alliance more powerful than ever as it faced a pivotal moment in the war between Russia and Ukraine. Mr. Biden said the U.S. would partner with Germany, Italy, Netherlands, and Romania to donate Patriot missile buffings and other systems to aid Ukraine amid growing civilian casualties in the conflict. The announcement comes just 2 days after a Russian missile leveled a children's hospital in the Ukrainian capital. And on the entertainment scene, American rapper Kanye West takes a bow from professional music. For details of these and other stories on the entertainment scene, let's join Steffi Dede.
In a surprising turn of events, iconic rapper and music producer Kanye West has announced his retirement from music. The multi-award-winning artist made the revelation during a recent public appearance, sending shockwaves through the entertainment industry and his legion of fans worldwide. In his announcement, Kanye hinted at a desire to shift focus towards his business ventures, philanthropic efforts, and personal growth. While fans may feel a sense of loss at this announcement, it's also a moment to reflect on the immense impact Kanye has had on the music world. His legacy includes not just his own prolific body of work, but also his influence on countless other artists and the broader cultural landscape. As Kanye West steps away from music, the world will be watching closely to see what next chapter holds for this multifaceted artist. His retirement marks the end of a significant era, but also the beginning of new possibilities for one of the most dynamic figures in modern entertainment. 2024 is set to be a busy year for Nigerian music, with several artists set to release new projects. With the first half of the year done, the second half of the year is said to be very busy for Nigerian music, with several stars expected to release new projects. Opening up the second half of the year is Rema, who is said to drop his sophomore album, He Is, and Chike, who will be dropping his third album, Son of Chike, in July. Asake recently announced that he will be going on a summer Lungu Boy tour, set to start in July 2024. The tour will be preceded by the release of the Lungu Boy album, which will be Ashake's third album in 3 years. While Fireboy is set to release his fourth album, which has so far been preceded by the release of singles like Everyday and Obasima. Other artists expected to drop projects in 2024 include Wizkid, Peruzzi, Heidi Kabasa, Yemi Alade, Timaya, and Malik Berry. Steffi Dede for NDTV.
And on to the ever-busy world of sports. President Bola Tinubu has approved the budget estimate submitted for Nigerians' participation in the 2024 Olympics and Paralympics in Paris. This was contained in a statement released on Monday by the Minister of Sports Development, John Eno. For details of these and more sports stories, let's have Miene Ayene.
President Bola Tinubu has approved the full budget estimate submitted for Nigeria's participation in the 2024 Olympics and Paralympics in Paris, according to a statement made on Monday by Minister of Sports Development John Eno. Eno stated this on Monday at the Moshood Abiola Stadium while transferring athletes from Team Nigeria to the Nigerian Olympic Committee and the Paralympic Committee of Nigeria. It did not specify the amount approved. According to the News Agency of Nigeria, NOC and PCN are anticipated to provide support through the conclusion of the 2024 Paris Olympic and Paralympic Games in France. The Olympic Games will take place from July 26 to August 11, and the Paralympics from August 28 to September 8. The minister claimed that President Bola Tinubu's determination to promote sports in the nation and to highlight Nigeria's athletes at the international competitions was demonstrated by the approval of the full budget proposed for the Olympics and Paralympics. Part of what the president of our country has done was to approve the entire budget that was submitted for the Olympic and Paralympic Games. We therefore have no excuse to fail because we heard stories of Olympics after Olympics where there were requests for a certain amount of money were made and certain amount was approved. But in this case, the president approved the entire budget, and so it is up to us and the athletes to try to reciprocate that gesture and encourage the president to do more. The minister stated that there's never been a better opportunity to break our record from past Olympics, particularly from 1996 when Nigeria won 2 gold, 1 silver and 2 bronze. 2-1 in Munich, Spain overcame France thanks to a spectacular goal from 16-year-old sensation Lamine Yamal, securing their spot in the 2024 European Championship final. After he moved the ball onto his left foot and curled a spectacular shot off the post from 25 yards in a pulsating first half, Yamal broke the record set by Brazil great Pelé to become the youngest player to score at a European Championship or a World Cup. Prior to these, Kylian Mbappe's exquisite cross was headed in by Randon Colomwani to put France ahead. Mbappe was playing without a mask after recovering from a broken nose earlier in the tournament. However, Yamal's incredible goal turned the tide of the match in Spain's favor, and shortly after, Dani Olmo finished the comeback with a low shot off defender Jules Koundé after some excellent control in the France box. After failing to break through Luis de la Fuente's defense, France attempted to rally in the second half, and Mbappe squandered their best chance, shooting over the crossbar in the dying moment. Motivated by the incredible Yamal, this strong Spanish team will now play the victor of England versus Netherlands in the final on Sunday, making history as the first team to win 6 straight games in the history of the European Championship. I am Ayemi Miene for NDTV Sports.
That sports report from Miene Ayene ends our bulletin for tonight. But before we go, let's take another look at stories that made headlines. Against the backdrop of the 2024 flood warning issued by the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, NIMET, the Bayelsa State government has directed its Directorate for Flood and Erosion Control to begin the process of identifying more higher grounds for flood relief camps across the state. We also brought you a report that Professor Seyefa Brizibe, the state's health commissioner, alongside critical stakeholders in the health sector, have continued their tour of health facilities in the state. And finally, President Bola Tinubu has approved the budget estimate submitted for Nigerians' participation in the 2024 Olympics and Paralympics in Paris. That's the news. Thanks for watching. I'm Sarah Dadiowe Apa. Good night.